I like that suit. Work as a team.
Woo!
What a shot.
Wow, it's like a District 9 ship. Thank you to HUEL for sponsoring this video. More on them in just a bit. Hey guys, we're back. Thank you so much for being on this road to Doomsday journey that we have committed to. No regrets, no looking back. But no, it's been a really fun one. X-Men Days of Future Past, we're going to do the road cut today due to high demand. You haven't seen this one? I haven't seen this one.
No, this is a first-time reaction to this cut.
That's what I'd love to hear. We could put that in the SEO. First time watching the road cut.
This is how we think when thinking of titling things on YouTube.
You
it's
can't
staccato.
just host, you have to produce.
Must think of the clicks.
Actually, I just remembered. Oh my goodness! When I saw this, I saw this twice in the theaters the same weekend, and I haven't seen it since. So I'm excited to watch it. But the first time I saw this movie was the very first time I was ever recognized at the theater.
That's a fun
ever in my
connection.
life, anyone has ever recognized me. I still remember his name, Carlos, and I said I'll never forget the man who recognized me.
And he hasn't. It's been a while. This movie came out a while ago.
That was a great day.
That's
Right
me with the Deadpool the first
Really?
Deadpool movie. Yeah, Please Explain Deadpool was how I started hosting, and someone was like, I love what you had to say about Deadpool. And I was like, people watch the internet?
Yeah, man, that's
So
cool.
it's same franchise. I'm curious about this one because I think this is the first example of the comic books actually hurting my experience of the movie. I think of First Class is better than this because Xavier having weird like heroin addictions and Kitty Pryde having mind powers was weird. So I'm curious if I can appreciate it as much as the audience does because they were pretty hyphy when I said First Class was my favorite in those comments.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, well, forget about comics. Stop being you.
Yeah, why am I here?
And let's just watch the movie from the greatest director of all time who has a new movie with John Boyd coming out.
Oh yeah, Robert Meyer Burnett's doing the commentary.
Is he?
That's how I heard about it.
Cool.
Internet.
The future, a dark, desolate world.
It looks it.
So it's like living in the valley. You just go over that hill and there's a little patch.
Fighting an enemy we cannot defeat.
It's
Very Terminator.
Yep, exactly. Sometimes I have a thought, but you just say it quicker, and then
loud
I
up
hate myself. Quicksilver?
White hair must be.
Or can we evolve fast enough to change ourselves?
This is the first thing we're seeing that looks like Doomsday.
That's a really good point.
Is the future truly set?
No.
Man, that was a really cool opening pre-title sequence. And this still feels like the 2000s ones, but modernized. This is dope.
You're probably sick of us saying this shit. I don't remember any
I don't
of
remember that opening
that
at
wasn't
all.
the slightest familiar to me.
It's a first-time reaction, Greg.
Moscow City!
Every city Greg's gonna announce like wrestling. Arrakis.
Arrakis, yes. Yeah, very, very much.
Time's up.
Sentinels! That's spot.
This is a cool
Getting
opening.
right into it.
Let's go.
Like, they set up the danger really well, and now we're getting all this cool action.
And we're actually seeing Power team up, like leveling up. Oh, working as a team is why I love the X-Men.
At least they made Kitty Pryde somewhat of a leader of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they turned the Sentinels into liquid Terminators.
One day we'll get Sentinels. Power combo use is so rad.
The Sentinels redesign does make them more difficult to escape.
It just is. We never got Sentinels.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that ice slide makes me happy to this day. Woo, got his powers.
Oh, they absorb.
And they share it through the cloud.
That is kind of a topical artificial intelligence enemy. Yeah, so in the comic, Kitty Pryde sends herself back.
Yeah, and she doesn't have, like, telekinetic powers.
Damn, they just killed off Bobby.
Yeah, in the opening. Goddamn.
What amazing effects.
Yeah, this holds up really well. Oh.
No!
It's so impressive how much we care about them immediately.
Although there is something to be said about how they killed off Bobby so early that does make it feel like they're probably going to change the future.
Yeah.
just because of how quick it was. And he's like a main X-Men character.
I see why they did it, to make us care about the rest of them, and him dying shows stakes, but you got a point there.
Wow, it's Pennywise. A false reality.
The tone of this one is very different. I like it.
So few of us left.
The leap forward to the future. It's interesting because there's like a missing middle chapter.
Especially after First Class.
Yeah, but even from like X-Men 3 to this,
Yeah.
there's like a whole chapter or chunk that this is everything they fear that might happen.
Because it was meant to be the third in a trilogy.
Right, that's right. Yeah.
So that would have made it cohesive, and it would have, I argue, make Avengers less impactful, because this would have been Avengers first.
Bobby.
Hey, Storm. Hey, kid.
Professor, you made it.
Are they hooking up now? Is that what's
Maybe.
implied?
Iceman, yeah, because that's set up in the last one. The last one with them.
The last 3 ones ago.
3, yeah, a while back before Matt Vaughn.
The Sentinel program was originally conceived by Dr. Bolivar Trask. He had begun experimenting on mutants.
I do find him to be pretty great, even though it's not like. I think he's great casting.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Dinklage?
Yeah, he's commanding.
Mystique.
I knew her as Raven.
It's cool making the First Class canon through this.
She was like a sister to me. I tried to help her.
You know, there was no mention of that in the first 3 X-Men.
But now that Jennifer Lawrence is here.
And at the Paris Peace Accords in 1973, after the Vietnam War, she found Trask.
Oh, this one's in the 70s.
It is so influenced by First Class. Like Singer doing the time elements.
I forgot this one was in the 70s. I think the comic book's the 80s, right?
Yeah, I think it's the early 80s.
Yeah.
They captured her that day. In her DNA, they discovered the secrets to her powers of transformation.
Oh, God.
The machines that have destroyed so many of our kind were created.
It's cool they use some of the sound design of Mystique.
You want to go back there?
If I can get to her.
I wonder if
Stop the
I
assassination.
rewatched the first 3 X-Men, if I would feel like this information is canon to those first 3 X-Men.
We watched it pretty recently. I don't think we would.
I can send someone back a couple weeks, maybe a month, but
Why
you're talking
can't
about
Bishop
going
time
back
travel in
decades.
this? And why does Kitty Pryde...
Because we need Wolverine to be the lead.
Kitty Pryde doesn't have these powers.
No one could survive that trip.
What if someone's mind has a way of snapping back?
What if I was the lead of the franchise?
Again.
You change history. Some of us could be killed. Some of us may never be born.
Some of these people who we don't even know might not ever be born.
And Hugh Jackman has got more screen time.
You can give up this life so that they and everyone else who died in this war can actually have a future.
She got a point.
Sacrifice our
She felt like a
lives
leader there.
for
Yeah.
future we might not even be a part of.
Yes. A second chance for everyone.
I personally do believe that in terms of like adapting Days of Future Past and making a lot of these characters feel like necessary, like even interweaving Mystique's DNA into the Sentinels, I do think they do a really good job for the film adaptation continuity.
I
or
think
like
they could have
continuing
just had Bishop time travel.
I
and
mean,
have-
but if you don't know the comic, you're not going to know
That's what
that.
I'm saying. It's like, I can't unknow,
Yeah.
like, why does Shadowcat, who can go through walls, go through weeks of time?
I don't know why in the comic she was able to go back in time at all with her consciousness.
She was sent. And her mind having that malleability is something, but not sending someone.
I suppose. I buy into it.
Okay. So
But
you're the example I was asking about.
But I don't I don't know how to justify it.
Right.
But I buy into it.
So I wake up in my younger body, God knows where. Then what?
You'll need to go to my house and find me. Convince me.
I do love how they fold in First Class this way. Like, I think that was genius.
You're going to have to do for me what I once did for you. Lead me. I was a very different man then.
I was Scottish.
After Mystique left Charles, she came with me, and I set her on a dangerous path. It's going to take the two of us, side by side at a time when we couldn't be further apart.
I'd say the dialogue in this one feels the most like I'm watching a comic book out of any of the X-Men movies so far.
Well, for me, this and First Class both felt like different eras of comics.
But First Class still feels like a film. This feels the most like a comic book to me, which is a compliment to it, though.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I guess I'll see you in the next life.
They are hooking up. That's why Rogue shows back up. You bitch!
That's the whole cut. She's as cold as ice.
And for the rest of us, it'll be the only history that we know. It'll be like the last 50 years never happened.
But when Charles kills everyone in the future,
We'll navigate that.
yeah. Surprised I haven't seen a video that breaks down that if Wolverine didn't do this, maybe Logan wouldn't have happened.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's how the timeline splits into Logan and Deadpool and Wolverine.
You won't have much time in the past. The Sentinels will find us.
They always do.
I like how the setting of this currently looks like the dark side of a Catholic church.
That's fun.
As we speak about faith.
I just love how much color and texture films had in this era.
See, he got his metal claws back. How to get the metal claws back?
That's true. They were just cut off
he lost
a year ago. He's had some time to get rebonded.
The stark contrast between the future and now, like to immediately shift the tone into something more fun.
And to book in with the characters we grew up with and then throw back, keeping him. This movie does make sense to have Wolverine the lead.
Where's my brother?
I think this is his best shape. That is some crazy vascularity.
I mean, he built upon the body he had in the Wolverine.
Yeah, he had another year of just yoking up.
That
Shoulder striations are crazy.
Definition of rock hard abs.
Yeah. There's no fat on that dude. Wow, what a shot. What a great way to use archival footage.
What's going on is you're supposed to be guarding the boss's daughter, not screwing her. And what happened to your clothes?
Oh, would you believe me if I told you I was sent here from the future?
Great delivery.
Trust me, I know how these things play out.
Oh, because you're from the future.
No, because of these.
They're still threatening.
Waterbed. Sick. Young man Logan healing factor.
This is the coolest bone claw sequence you gotta have, though.
Yeah. Got the keys.
Peaceful thoughts.
This movie's great. I'm so enjoying this. How's his hair continuity? You liking his hair?
It's looking good.
Okay, good.
Gwen, you're gonna want to lay low for a few days, all right? Starting now.
I like that Hugh Jackman looks so good that they don't even feel the need to try to make him look younger.
Yeah. They gave him a little gray hair in the future, and they're like, yeah, this is him.
If these mutants, they are living here peacefully. We haven't had an incident in over 10 years.
Implying 1963, 1962, first X-Men.
Allow me to read something to you. This was acquired by our friends at the CIA.
It is fun how mutants have grown in the comics since this era, and they've kind of teased that.
The arrival of the mutated human species, Homo sapiens, was followed by the immediate extinction of their less evolved kin.
Is this implied to be from Charles Xavier? Because it's at Oxford?
Interesting. I don't know.
When you sent our soldiers to Vietnam without the weapons they needed to win the war, you underestimated your enemy.
And that's where Wolverine and Sabretooth are. And that's how they got introduced to Stryker. They just fucking completely eliminated us.
So much continuity. X-Men continuity is a real question mark. Real question mark.
We're sorry, Dr. Trask, but your Sentinel program, it ain't gonna fly.
I do like how they never acknowledge it that, like, because they cast Peter Dinklage, who was a little man, but they don't ever make that part of the character.
It's just a guy.
He carries so much presence because he's that good of an actor. Pine guy.
Everyone's favorite.
Is Lucas the one in the Hannah Montana movie?
We were roommates for a little while.
Really?
Yeah. He's a good dude. I like Lucas a lot. Before he was MacGyver.
I'm transferring you to a private facility where we can run a few more tests.
I love how they cast a younger Danny Houston.
Yeah.
Even though Danny Houston was in the Origins movie at this time period.
We're authorized to remand these.
Time.
Doesn't matter. They're all versions of Brian Cox. Great acrobats. Like how our eyes reflect the entire room's lighting.
Raven.
That's not my name.
He's learned to focus his
He's
powers.
learned to control it.
Let's move out. Come on, let's go.
I do appreciate how whoever she's posing as, because when he first walks in the room, it could just be a soldier being exposed to this for the first time.
Yeah.
But then it also does work as a Mystique absorbing this like horror situation as well.
And trying to save them with some plan.
The enemy's still out there.
That's the last we see of Alex Summers.
In the franchise.
Sadie Sink could be Rachel Summers.
She could, but that'd be a really confusing way to launch a new X-Men.
I think it's the best way.
She could be Madeline Pryor, a clone of Jean Grey. And that's why she's evil and does the body hopping, because that's the thing they could do. Time and X-Men. I'm so impressed with the blending of the two timelines in this movie. I mean, the continuity's a mess, but it's just awesome to see our X-Men, the new X-Men, blending through time travel.
I do feel like there is a missing middle chapter, though.
Oh, it should have been the third in a trilogy. Like, it really hurts it.
Especially to have like that sign at the Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters. Well, we never got to see that happen, though, for this Charles.
Yeah, what happened to the school?
The school's been shut for years. Are you a parent?
Should Sure as hell hope not. You're a beast? I guess you're a late bloomer.
Cute.
Sure there's not a little beast in there? Come on, beast.
Come on, beast.
There's no professor here. I told you that. Look, kid, you and I are gonna be good friends. You just don't know it yet.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I don't like the
Logan
Jackal
gets
and
him.
Hyde thing. It was cool to see Beast get to be Beast for a minute.
Professor? Please don't call me that.
Why, you know this guy?
This is the most fun Bryan Singer gets to have.
You can walk. You're a perceptive one.
Like introducing him in the shadows because he's living in the dark.
Yeah, them undermining the beach scene too by making him walk. Like,
Are you not a fan of it?
no,
Oh, really?
he's Xavier. Why would he just walk around and be a hippie?
Because the person who sent me was you. What? About 50 years from now. If you had your powers, you'd know I was telling the truth.
How do you know I don't have my...
Because you're walking.
We've been friends for years. I know your powers came when you were 9.
I like the line about him being vaguely familiar because of his cameo in First Class.
We have to stop Raven.
What does she have to do with this? And Soul belong to someone else now.
That's why we're gonna need Magneto, too. Yeah,
Could you give me that one more time, please?
you heard me.
I mean, I feel like for a film, though, it does set him up for an interesting arc because you got to be invested in some type of struggle or journey he's going on.
But he could still be having the same struggle, but adding the physical struggle as opposed to like undermining that Magneto's the one that did it, and then he regained the ability to walk, and then he had his like it undercuts that origin between the two of them. It undercuts the thing that splits them.
But isn't he rejecting himself by walking, though, because he's suppressing his power? Are they acknowledging seeking your help?
And I've watched a lot of people die. Good people and friends.
We all have to die sometime. Told you there was no professor here.
What the hell happened to him?
Maybe it'll work for me more as we go, but right now it does not.
He just couldn't bear the pain. The voices. The treatment gives him his legs, but it's not enough.
I suppose the way how you're feeling about him is how some people feel about Luke Skywalker in Last Jedi. Because I like that he isn't perfect. This is the first like super flawed version of Professor X that we've seen. And we've never gotten that. He is incredibly flawed. Even in First Class, while there's flaws, he's still the one who's like got his shit and got the alignment going and the leader.
Yeah.
So I like how down he is here and how much of a fuck up he feels like.
I think the problem of hearing everyone's voices and using that serum to negate that and still being in a wheelchair would allow for the Magneto physical trauma and the mental trauma of him absolving his responsibility. I think him regaining the legs is the problem, not the by itself.
I see what you're saying.
Because that scene on the beach is now less impactful because he just takes a thing and just, oh, boop, boop, we can jig.
You think you can convince Raven to change, but what makes you think you can change him?
Because you and Eric sent me back here together.
The room they're holding him in was built during the Second World War when there was a shortage of steel.
What an
So the
ominous
foundation
reintroduction.
for concrete
Yeah.
and sand.
Just right from
No
behind.
metal.
That visual is incredible.
Heavily guarded building on the planet.
Why is he in there?
What you forgot to mention.
JFK.
the second
What else
shooter. Oh,
explains
that's
the bullet
great.
miraculously curving through the air. Eric's
Genius. Forgot that detail.
It's me and Hank.
I know a guy. Just don't know how the hell we're gonna find him.
It's Cerebro out of the question.
Only you guys had internet.
What's internet?
You're going to love it.
We have a phone book.
They had to build this entire building just to put that logo there.
Yep, that's how they did it.
I just came to grab a couple files. Is that a new scarf? It's nice.
Feels out of character.
Yep, that's not Trask.
The choice of color palette to have this sort of like yellow-green look throughout the entire film does give it like a consistent type of apocalyptic look to it. That's how I associate apocalyptic looks.
Yeah, like uncomfortable. There's tension.
And with Mystique also being the center of this and her eyes being yellow, I do like the. It feels like there's something thematic about that choice.
It's cool to see the Sentinel prototypes feel like Sentinels.
I mean, they must have been aware of the Sentinels, considering they fought them in the Danger Room in X-Men 3.
At least aware. In the 60s when the Sentinels in the comics came to be, so it's cool to see at least reflected in the 70s era. That was Zoe Kravitz, Angel.
They explain what happened to these characters.
Dr. Trask?
I forgot that.
1 second.
We added some names to the Paris meeting.
Oh, he's still crying
crying.
because she was crying.
Is something wrong, sir?
No. Would you mind typing up my itinerary? I don't want to miss anything.
Just in case you didn't know.
I was like, in case you forgot 10 seconds ago.
What's he done now? I'll just write you a check for whatever he took.
We just need to talk to him.
Peter, the cops are here.
The speed implied. Oh, that's great.
And these would look like detectives from the 70s, like out of a cop TV show.
They definitely do.
What are you?
It's Scarlet Witch.
I'm the Wolverine. Where's your
He's got a
brother?
tiara,
That
just
is
like
a
Scarlet Witch.
Oh
He's got
my
a tiara.
God! No way.
And she's wearing red.
You guys want? I didn't do anything. I've been here all day.
We're not cops.
Of course you're not cops. If you were cops, you wouldn't be driving a rental car. No, you're not cops. Hey, what's with this Give to Youngsters place?
That's an old cart. Well, he's fascinating.
I love Evan Peters so much. One of the best actors working today.
And he's so good in this.
What do you want?
We need your help here.
What?
Break into a highly
The world would be so boring. I love how overstimulated he has to be.
That's illegal, you know.
You kleptomaniac, get to break into the Pentagon.
I've always wanted to break into the Pentagon.
How do I know I can trust you?
Because we're just like you.
Sure am.
Such Terminator 2 vibes. Even the show him part.
It's cool. It was disgusting.
Well, lucky for you, you'll have plenty to choose from.
I'd put First Class and Days of Future Past up against a lot of the top tier MCU. Like, this is on par with amongst the best of modern comic movies. I do have huge flaws, but like, it's so fun that I'm trying to remove the comic me and just enjoy, and it's a good movie. All the plastic. Love this.
Well, it's the first X-Men movie, too, that's... I think it's like just super truly entertaining, and it's so heavy mission-based, too.
Yeah. And it relies on us loving the X-Men movies so it can just play. So excessive.
Yeah, we're getting broadcast signal down here. What's going on?
Damn it, call maintenance. Get him down here.
I wonder how in the original timeline he got out of this situation.
Right? Well, it wasn't this day. It's an inevitable point. Maybe Mystique. I love how secure it is by his journey to him.
Are they really keeping him so locked off that far away where he can't feel any of the metal
So
in the
the
Pentagon?
implication seems like, yeah.
They're not even like conducting experiments on Magneto. They're just keeping him prisoner. He does look like he could be the son of Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, that's fun. One of the coolest comic book scenes forthcoming.
In 3 seconds, those doors are going to open, and 20 guards will be here to shoot us. What are you doing?
I'm holding your neck so you don't get whiplash.
Whiplash.
Don't move!
Awesome.
You're good. It'll pass. It happens with everyone. Must have done something pretty serious.
I love how the guard is awake just watching this.
Dealing with it.
Why'd they have you in there?
For killing the president.
We are evacuating the entire floor so that we can secure the prison.
Who are you?
Special Operations CBFECI.
My God.
He's not good without some mind powers.
We have to get you to the 3rd floor.
You didn't need the pot.
They told me you control metal. My mom once knew.
I'm never getting inside of that head again. I need your word, Erik.
I love how they're illustrated with homoeroticism.
Yeah, and that's I've told you before, but that's what they wanted to do for the next movie is like their relationship being front and center, and I would have loved that.
Hands up, or we will shoot.
Freeze him, Charles.
I come.
No! I forgot about the choice of music. He gives a perfect performance here. And damn, these visuals still hold up amazingly.
They really do. Better than a lot of the things we try to do with it today. It's like the ultimate bullet time. It's so incredible.
I mean, they've tried showing us mutants who are bad boys who like to have fun, but nothing like this. Like, if you had super speed, you would fuck with people.
The joy in it. Oh, how innocuous it is. What a sequence.
Attention to detail that the bullets are still moving pretty fast, though.
Yeah.
They factored in actual physics.
Thanks, kid.
It's a cool telling look. Magneto doesn't have power over Wolverine.
Yeah. Yet.
I think it's the first time I've ever noticed like a tear in the flesh.
Where did they dig you up?
You're gonna find this hard to believe, but you sent me. You and Charles.
It must have been fun for Hugh Jackman to work with the new class with his in mind after 15 years, just as an actor, picturing McKellen and Stewart here, and like that's just such a fun role.
You abandoned me!
Countless others experimented on, butchered.
So much pain.
We were supposed to protect them. Where were you when your own people needed you? Hiding. You abandoned us all.
The battle of perspective carries on.
Yeah, it's perfect. And the little detail of Hank flying, because he's usually the pilot, made me happy. I didn't remember that. Oh, they're such good leads in playing off each other, like you said, perspective.
So you were always an asshole.
I take it we're best buddies in the future.
I spent a lot of years trying to bring you down, bub.
How's that work out for you?
You're like me. You're a survivor.
First time they have a conversation of understanding.
Want to pick all that shit up?
The movie sets it up like Wolverine's the lead, but eventually it does evolve into like a true ensemble.
Yeah, I think it's the strength of McAvoy and Fassbender, and arguably the weight of McKellen and Stewart.
You should never trust a woman who it just comes on you that fast.
Very aggressive.
Ngày mai âm thầm giá, hai nhí thanh niên ai hả?
Một cô gái xinh đẹp như thế lại quan tâm đến chuyện chính trị.
Anh ngoái mà, dạ làm thế thôi.
Oh, you have no idea.
Show me more, baby.
What's the matter, baby? You don't think I look pretty like this?
Cool.
Some of her villainous line deliveries do feel a little corny, though.
It's not as strong as First Class, but I remember thinking like she had kind of let go of caring, and this one feels like she's still invested. I don't love the digital eyes, though.
She still hasn't killed. That's key, because she hasn't done her first kill yet.
Yeah, that little wheeze says a lot.
Fancy a game? It's been a while.
I'm not in the mood for games, thank you.
So many of the shots of Charles are either profiled or a little off-centered, showing that he's constantly in tension with everyone else, including himself.
That's a good point. I was thinking they almost have a split diopter quality. They're so close, but it is about that instability with everyone.
I didn't kill the president. The bullet curved. Because I was trying to save him. They took me out before I could. Why would you try and save him? Because he was one of us.
JFK, canonically mutant.
That's why he was so good.
Yes.
All the Kennedys. RFK as well.
That's why they had to take them all out. There was a lot of mutants.
Yeah, that's why they all just
Kennedys
kept
keep
dying.
dying. I bet that's a part of why they picked. I love that.
And how was she?
Strong, driven.
How was she?
She was...
I love the emphasis of just repeating the question. Just give a different delivery.
I could see why she meant so much to you.
Not what are her characteristics. How was she feeling?
And how each of them would ask for a different answer.
She made a choice. But now we know where that choice leads, don't we?
She struggles to accept who she is.
They're going to capture her, and then they're going to wipe us out. Not if we get to her first. Not if we change history tomorrow.
It's also a fun way to make Mystique so important. Like we mentioned it earlier in the first act, but with this dialogue, I really like centering her.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hello. Thank you for coming. Congratulations on winning this war. There is a new enemy out there. An enemy that will render your arsenals useless, your armies powerless, and your nations defenseless.
They do such a good job summarizing the human fear through Trask in a kind of a different way, so it doesn't feel redundant.
What makes the Sentinels so special is the ability to target the mutant X gene.
Because of the era, they also embody the espionage. This one's the one that has the espionage flare.
Yeah.
Like,
With this weapon,
First Class has it too.
human collateral damage.
But different decade feel
The system
espionage.
couldn't even activate in here.
First Class has a bit more of that Bond whimsy.
Unless there's a mutant.
There has to be some kind of mistake.
No, don't shoot
it right away.
The smile.
That was good blending.
In motion.
Yeah.
Man.
Raven.
They really upped the choreography style of her.
We've come for you, Erik and I.
Oh.
They were smart to not use the Origins Wolverine footage.
Yep. That's simultaneous now.
What are you doing?
Securing our future. Forgive me, Mystique. As long as you're out there, we'll never be safe.
Wow, I forgot that. So sick!
Amazing shot. Oh, cool. Oh, that was awesome. And he could curve the bullet. Oh, great use of the other cameras.
Really builds into that time.
It makes it feel a lot more real. The cacophony is so good.
Yeah, there's so many things happening, so many moving parts.
Like they've reached the midpoint of the movie where they got their goal. They got to Mystique, but then things start to collapse after they get what they needed.
Then everything unravels. Oh, it looks so good.
It looks, yeah.
Striker! Some of them finish what we started, Wolverine! One day!
Woo!
Restrain him.
There's good in him having metal in his body.
Oh, with the bullet. He's pulling her with the bullet. Oh.
God, that must hurt like hell.
How the hell did I get here? You came to us. Who are you?
Charles Xavier.
I don't know you.
Huh? What the hell is that?
Oh, such good delivery.
The character dynamics are so well established from First Class that
you could just dive in.
Yeah, you could do all this stuff in a movie. Otherwise, another movie might have felt like, oh, we need more payoff or more time to build this
up. This needs to be the
stuff.
fifth movie. It really has to be the fifth movie.
I love it. The whole goal was to stop Mystique from killing Trask, but somehow this maximized the exposure.
Oh, wasn't fully out.
He intended to kill him.
I think he was trying to knock him out, not kill him, and that's how he got.
Oh my God, Kitty. She's wounded pretty bad.
Can you freeze the wound? Like cauterize it? Even though it's usually heat. I could put metal on those things.
So inspired right now.
It's the second shot of the movie of... so flippant. Second shot with the claws taking center frame. Looked up at a character who will one day abuse him.
Yeah, this sets up so much. It's a weird circuit of continuity, and it's all messy, but it's really fun.
I got him.
Professor, what happened to you?
I just saw someone who's gonna bring me a lot of pain someday.
No, you skipped the Vietnam War.
You're welcome.
You're fine.
Yesterday, the Paris Peace Summit was rocked by the appearance of unidentified assailants.
I think this is the best his hair's ever looked.
And he's the most shredded. Also, the 70s clothes are awesome. Everybody looks so cool.
Yeah, there's great costume design.
What about that thing? Actually, we really don't know what any of them are.
Yes, we do. They're mutants.
I've been trying to say this for like a long...
Activate the Sentinel program.
I was just in a giant meeting about it.
He's smart. He's playing the long game to get a moment like this to allow his power.
A Secret Serviceman, even you, Mr. President. She could walk into this office and order a nuclear strike
Me?
if she was...
Can I blame her on the tapes?
Well, do we have any countermeasures? Any defense? That's an experimental program, sir. Strictly off the books.
It would be Nixon who
Yeah, I was like, what a
greenlights this.
perfect timing to have this president.
And our best defense are these giant metal robots?
Many of the mutants...
There's such a lack of confidence in having Nixon in this movie. they don't often keep the camera on him.
Yeah, they keep showing him from back angles and using the voice.
Yeah, whenever he talks, it's like it's cut away.
It's more of a sound-alike than a look-alike. Where was Frank Langella?
I want to make a demonstration. I want the world to know that we can protect them. What do you need to get these things operational?
I already gave that number to Congress.
I don't think the actor is the same person doing the voice.
I don't think so. I think it's why they're cutting away. Because someone kind of looks like him, but someone else sounds like him.
If we do manage to capture them, I would like her for research purposes, of course.
I don't care who you screw.
Nixon.
It does sound like he's gonna.
Yeah,
discussing
research purposes,
things.
of course.
Yeah. Reject Nation, do you ever feel like life is just constantly moving? Like, you're always on the go, always in a rush, and eating healthy is the thing that keeps getting pushed aside. That's been me for a few years now, and it can be a real struggle to maintain eating healthy. And that's honestly why we've become so dependent on what's this stuff, HUEL? What a natural segue that is. But honestly, we got 3 fridges around here, and we have these fridges stocked with the ready to drink. A lot of times going to events from here, I bring them with me. You'll often see Coy and I drinking them on camera for a reason, because it is a complete meal in a bottle. 35 grams of protein, 27 essential vitamins and minerals, slow release carbs, no artificial sweeteners, gluten-free, and it actually helps keep us full. I would drink HUEL while on my cut, where I lost a crap ton of weight last year. Coy currently on a cut for the past few months, and he's drinking these a few times a week. Plus, it's under $5, which makes it way easier to stay consistent. And then when I want something a little bit more built, I'll use the Black Edition powder. We got so much in that other room right over there. You can light it with frozen fruit, ice. Sometimes I mix it with my hydration drinks. Same complete nutrition, just more customizable. And now, even though I'm no longer on a cut, I've been working on maintenance, it helps so much more to have something like this to maintain. So if you're like me, where the days feel nonstop, this makes staying on track simple and delicious. So for a limited time offer, you can get HUEL today with my exclusive offer of 15% off online with my code REJECTS at HUEL.com/rejects. New customers only. Once again, that's HUEL.com/rejects, code REJECTS. Thank you to HUEL once again for partnering and supporting Real Rejects.
Humans use your blood, your genes, to create a weapon that wipes us all out. I was only doing what I thought necessary to secure our future.
I love that Magneto's the trolley problem in a different way in this.
Doesn't matter anymore. They have your DNA. Your blood was on the street.
Whose blood was that?
Mine.
Surprised he doesn't resort to just killing Trask.
And now they have what they need to take it further.
Yeah.
We have to strike now.
Now he's on offense.
I've seen too many friends die, Erik. I don't want a war. I only want the man who murdered them.
This is war.
I like that she's still someone on Xavier's side. She's faltering.
Did you lose your way while I was gone? Are you still Charles's Raven?
Yeah.
Or are you Mystique?
Her whole character is torn between which man do I listen to?
It's a well-written script. Struggling a lot.
That's what I mean. I think out of all the X-Men movies, it's the best ensemble piece.
Yeah, I agree with that. All of my problems are comic problems. This is a really great juggling act of so many ideas, themes, and execution of different universes coming together. I'm very impressed. And there's so much Rogue.
Yeah, I get why it's the Rogue cut.
Strong.
I can't even walk.
He needs his treatment. I can hear them. I know. It's okay. Make it stop. Get it.
I really think we were going to get Onslaught in the next one if McAvoy and Fassbender got their way. It could have been cool.
How do you know? As these go, this comes back.
Yeah, it's the first time, too, we see him disturbed by the powers.
We can't find Raven, not without your powers.
I added a little extra because you missed the dose.
I gave you even more.
Not really trying to wean him off, are you there, Hank? I do like that he makes the choice.
That's so hard. Never been addicted to, like, heroin, but I've been addicted to so many things.
Glad you clarified, because...
Are you sure about this? Absolutely not.
The majestic wheelchair.
This girl could leap the program forward years, decades into the future. How old is your son now, Major?
Him.
He's coming up on 10 now, if you can believe it.
8 years from fighting age. And how many of our sons and brothers did we just ship home in body bags?
What a way to look at people.
You really hate mutants, Doctor, don't you?
On the contrary.
He seems to love them.
I see mutants as our salvation. Common struggle against the ultimate enemy.
It's great writing on the philosophy of Trask.
Yeah, he's just as compelling. Like he needs to be.
Welcome, Professor.
I do think after the Wolverine setup, part of the payoff that I wish, more like the comic, how it would cut between the past, the present, and the future.
Yeah.
I wish it did that a little bit more because we would be getting the payoff more with having Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart back together because we don't really get that much in this movie.
They're just kind of bookends and a couple scenes.
When the post-credit scene of the last one was
them.
He's back. They're both back. Yeah.
They got 2 shoot days. To go from not hearing the voices to putting yourself in Cerebro. Oof.
Like, because of the era, it feels like a psychedelic trip.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Looks like when they're on the Wonka boat. Because Wolverine never went to Vietnam, how'd they ever get Scott? Where's his brother?
Emma's multiple ages.
They sent back the wrong man.
Actually, it was supposed to be you.
I was the only one who could physically make the trip.
And you unlocked my mind.
The illustration of this Wolverine is what I feel like they were trying to do with X-Men: The Last Stand, but they actually succeed here.
Yeah, it's interesting you have this as the kind of the trilogy for Singer.
You don't want me inside your head.
There's no damage you can do that hasn't already been done, trust me.
What a cool way to see the future.
Jane!
Kill me. I love you. Poor man.
Look past me.
No, I don't
I could just imagine Bryan Singer having to source through footage from X-Men: The Last Stand.
Let me find the only scenes I like in this, I guess.
Look for your future.
This was an incredibly clever way to get them to meet.
Because we all wanted it.
And it actually narratively makes sense on how they did it.
So this is what becomes of us. Erik was right. Humanity does this to us.
Not if we show them a better path.
Oh, how inspiring.
I open my mind, and it almost overwhelms me.
You're afraid, and Cerebro knows it.
The only man who could heal himself is himself.
Yep.
And as frightening as it may be, that pain will make you stronger if you allow yourself to feel it.
Acceptance.
It's the greatest gift we have, to bear their pain without breaking.
If I could give advice to my younger self.
What a gift.
Charles, we need you to hope again.
And now it's physical. The one shot where it just looks perfectly physical.
Find what you were looking for.
And then they mirror the shot there. Oh, awesome. And now he's on the side that...
yeah, where he was, or Xavier was.
Yeah.
The wisdom.
Cool. I love young man Magneto. Just such a dangerous hunter.
There's swag and confidence in both of them, but there's something special about this.
He did study those papers, so he knows what to do.
Yeah, rewire it with this.
He knows. He knows.
This is what you need.
It's like when Carnage hacked the internet and Venom: The Last Dance.
You just got to stare at schematics.
She's lost too much blood. She can't keep going like this.
This is the road cut.
Paid top dollar for it.
There is someone else.
No one has Kitty's power.
Someone that could take her power.
Oh.
The road cut.
I haven't been able to make a connection with her for years.
That's because they're keeping her in the one place your mind can't reach from the outside.
Underneath
it's
the
a whole
Pentagon.
subplot.
They're experimenting on her, trying to tap into her power so they can take ours. Take all of ours.
Oh, interesting. She gets her own little side mission.
I may know a few things about that house they don't.
You're in Moscow right now. How are you just gonna get Rogue back home?
Please just bring yourself back.
Oh, because she's watched him die a lot.
Oh, yeah. It would be so traumatic to see someone go away again.
Someone get her a Band-Aid.
Raven, stop. Stop running.
Charles, where are you?
I like how you could tell it's Charles just by the delivery.
I need you to
Come home. I know what I need to do.
That's crazy. He could just do this to Cerebro. Hijack
Kill
anybody's
Trask,
mind.
You'll be creating
Terrifying.
countless more just like him.
And I'll kill them too.
Those are Erik's words, not yours.
The girl I grew up with wasn't capable of killing. She was good.
Wow.
I have compassion.
500 people auditioned for that role.
He's murdered too many of us.
And all these people got to act with Mystique. Bunch of fun day player roles.
She's not letting me in. I'm barely holding on. I'm not strong enough yet.
Not letting me in.
Makes sense she'd have blocks, like, to a point where no regular person would.
Killing him will not bring them back. It will set you on a path from which there is no return. But we can stop it right now, you and I.
You haven't changed at all, Charles. Like I said, I know exactly what I have to do.
She must look crazy in this airport.
They're staring, talking to no one.
I will find you. And Raven, if you make me, I will stop you.
Good luck, Charles.
Where is she? She's in an airport, boarding a plane. She could be going anywhere.
You picked up her,
We'll track her in the morning and find out exactly where she's going.
Here's the Snickers.
Not yourself, that is Snickers.
You know, those things can give you cancer. I mean, I've done some toxicology tests in the lab, and
You want something?
I know it's complicated, and there's probably all kinds of rules and reasons for what you can and can't say, but
So has Kitty Pryde just been there for days? Like a sniper?
Yeah.
Wow.
do I make it?
No.
Nothing sympathetic about it.
Thanks.
Hey, kid. It's just the world I came from.
Yeah, that mentorship side when X-Men The Last Stand, I didn't really connect to. I find it much more connective here. It's got a good balance of the Wolverine we generally know, backed with the mentor side that they were trying to build up.
Yeah, he feels like a teacher, but not a teacher.
Raven, my God, I don't understand. What are you doing here?
I was like, is it her? But she's the one that can change. Wonder if Stuart and McKellen will have more screen time in this or in Doomsday.
They're going to have like 5 minutes in Doomsday.
Yeah, like 5 minutes in this.
So you've been living here all these years?
Someone had to take care of Charles. You know, he's missed you.
He misses who I was. I'm not who he wants me to be anymore.
It's mirroring that first interaction they had.
Oh, yeah, even the fireplace.
So you're like this all the time now.
Like what?
This.
Wow, reverse of the discussion, too.
I need another if I get worked up.
Worked up?
Yeah, you know, I'm emotional, excited, any animal urges.
Like an erection.
Usually I can fight them off.
Well, maybe we shouldn't have to fight off the things that come naturally to us.
Oh my God, is he the father of Nightcrawler?
That's why he's blue.
It would make sense.
And then they dated in real life.
Damn, this is kinky.
Blue on blue.
Do you remember one of the last things you said to me? That I would never be deemed beautiful looking like this?
Yeah, it was.
You still think that?
I mean, you saw what happened in Paris. You know what they think of us.
What do you think?
Dude.
Bro. Every movie. Just not.
You could have totally gotten laid right now.
Just
say
come
yes.
on, bro.
Come on.
What about yourself?
It's an honest man.
You should get some rest. Glad you're home.
They cut around a lot. But you can definitely tell in a lot of the close-ups that it's a suit.
Do you remember the last thing I said to you?
It was mutant and proud.
Is she trying to steal something?
I don't remember why she's there.
I don't remember why she's there either. I prefer to keep it inches away from me.
I don't like closing my grip.
Yeah. Good intercutting.
Yeah, this is cool. I wonder what the regular cut is without them going to get rogue with the they're intercutting with, if anything.
You're walking directly over the hall now.
Wow, his powers are so good they could exceed that far. They're in Moscow, aren't they? Isn't Charles in Moscow?
I don't remember.
There was New York City in the beginning, then it's in
yeah,
Moscow.
Moscow. But that was the mission. I don't know where they are. I don't remember.
I mean, if they met back up with
They could be
Kitty
back in
and
New
them.
York.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I don't know if that would work that far.
I don't know
50
where
years
that
of
is.
training.
Look exactly the fucking same to me, man. New York and Moscow. Gotta be wary of them balls. The Invisible Man.
Ominous. Cool. Intercutting's great.
Amazing intercutting.
It must just be Magneto without this.
Show you how it feels.
They cut out a whole thing.
Yeah, and all Magneto. Like,
This is great
cut
stuff.
out tons of McKellen.
This is great stuff.
Come on, wake up.
That's like the only McKellen stuff we've had. Oh, that's right. I remember this scene.
Come on, Rogue, wake up. Wake up. It's me.
I love that it's the two Magnetos paralleling.
Yeah, see, I wish we saw like some of the development of Brotherhood of Mutants. They did cut out a whole middle thing. I know we've said it like 18
I know,
times.
but it drives me insane. Ha.
I'm kind of having a hard time imagining the movie not having this now because it's intercutting so well.
Yeah, it must have just been him going to the Pentagon. Cool.
It's a lost thud sound effect.
Erik, hop in. Get
I
out
know
of
he's in the
there, now.
Quinjet with it.
Oh, yeah.
My bad. I thought he was communicating all the way from another country.
Moscow. Yeah.
Yeah, this is all like this is everything I was saying earlier. Like you're getting some actual stakes from the future here.
Yeah.
Some action
what
scenes.
we wanted
attention.
earlier is happening.
No, Bobby.
Oh, no.
Bobby, that won't do anything.
Gonna get Pennywise. Man, his effects look awesome. That was very effective. I felt that.
Now that is an effective Bobby death.
Yeah, that hurt. That makes the first one work for me because we do get an effective one.
Fire, the Sentinel's greatest enemy.
How did they in the regular cut? It was Iceman just go away because this just died on a mission for Rogue.
That's true.
Like that
so we
seems
just
important.
never see Bobby again.
He just stops being around. Did they reshoot more Bobby?
How crazy this franchise started with Anna Paquin, and they would cut out her entire thing.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Windshield wipers.
Squeak.
It's true, man. Professor X's abilities would be rendered pointless in that situation.
That was an intense sequence.
Expensive sequence they also cut.
Yeah. I mean runtime 230, they just wanted to go 220.
I think nowadays it'd be okay with 230.
Yeah.
Especially for an amalgamation movie like this.
Culmination.
Yeah.
I wonder how this did. I know it did well, but I wonder how it did.
Although, setting my emotions to the side, I do see how it feels a little bit like we need to figure out a way to get Rogue in here.
Third act.
Yeah. That's why she's here.
Not to steal, but to destroy.
And she will tamper again with it in the future with evil green juju.
Yep, we'll never know what it does, but it's bad.
It's bad. Green bad.
Hurt your noggin.
Where's Bobby? I'm sorry, Kitty.
He's dead, bitch.
She's
you took
one
him.
to tell him. Oof.
I'm still not over the fact that she stole him from Rogue.
No heal. You've been up here for days.
Okay, so let me get this straight. How long does she keep his powers for? Would she have to like keep touching?
Every so often touch Shadowcat.
Raven was here. Screwed up.
Guess he would definitely go. Man,
I screwed up.
I screwed up. Thinking
so
like a
funny.
beast.
That's so funny.
Set the system I designed to record any news about Paris over all 3 networks and PBS.
All 3.
And PBS.
And PBS.
All 3 networks.
Now, there's a theory in quantum physics that time is immutable. It's like a river. You can throw a pebble into it, create a ripple, but the current always corrects itself.
This could be inevitable.
What if the war is inevitable? What if she's meant to kill Trask? What if this is just simply who she is?
Just because someone stumbles, loses their way.
That's what he said.
No, I don't believe that theory, Hank.
You gotta believe people can change.
Ready the plane. We're going to Washington.
You gotta believe in the good in people.
That was the first CGI that looked the most unfinished. That was probably from the Rogue. That was from the Rogue cut because of the hand. So it's impressive how far they got considering they cut it out.
Promise me you'll find us. Use your power. Bring us together. Guide us. Lead us. Storm. Scott.
He said Scott.
Jean.
Jean.
Remember those names.
If you can make sure Scott and Jean don't hook up, that would be very appreciated.
Maybe get Jane first and then me and then Scott later.
I'll do my best.
Your best is enough. Trust me.
What happened to Kimiko? Or Yukio?
That was only a year ago.
There's 12 carriers inbound. 10 miles.
They found us.
Now it's like the Matrix, where they found the Nebuchadnezzar. I do like that the third act is both worlds simultaneously. Late third act, at least.
Yeah, it's a good crescendo. Because if they can change the past, this won't happen.
Can I see invitations, please?
Yes, you may. These 2 are with me.
Go ahead. Thank you.
Hey.
His face is perfect.
It's crazy. He only has that one shirtless scene.
Yeah, for all that shape he got in.
Maybe he gets to take it easy for most of this shoot.
And by easy, it's just not in a 1,000-calorie surplus while lifting twice a day.
4th Infantry at Chandler. Took a bounce in Betty. What happened to you?
Friendly fire.
Worst kind.
Yeah.
He does look like a Vietnam vet.
Yeah, I think that was the idea of the characterization. It works better for me as a movie.
Found her yet, but she has to be here. the President of the United States.
The hair continuity on Wolverine's really good in this movie. And it's more of a challenge than the Wolverine.
In the Days of Future Past of our reality, they heard your commentary, and they went back, and they made sure that hair.
But his hair is inconsistent in the theatrical cut.
Today, we face the gravest threat in our history, mutants.
I'm pregnant. This is all about.
I'm pregnant.
I'm pregnant.
I'm pregnant. That's what I'm thinking. I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant.
I'm just telling everyone in my mind how I'm going to tell everyone.
The world will never be the same again.
Our hero.
Robert Downey Jr.'s?
We got these giants to kill those things you saw on the street.
You're going to love them.
Can I help you?
No, you can't.
I like that suit.
You mean to tell me this guy couldn't feel the Pentagon? Just because they put him way down?
Way down.
This is so down. The guy can lift a fucking football stadium.
Way down. He's been lifting.
Yes. Or maybe he chose not to break out.
Raven, I have a...
Let me go, Charles.
Undercover mission. Wow, it's like a District 9 ship.
Yeah.
I feel like Charles would be able to really stop her, though.
We can't stop that.
They're trying to, like, do the moral thing?
Yeah, I think he's trying to ethically stop her instead of make the decision.
Yeah, I like how rustic the helmet is.
The deep purple looks believable.
This is not going to be good for Nixon's re-election.
Otherwise, he'd do great.
Wow. Yeah, it is good intercutting.
The prototype, and then that, yeah.
To the evolution of quantity and duplication of it.
Cool. Hey. Work as a team.
This guy never got to come back as Bishop.
No, Omar Sy's great, too, in this.
This guy couldn't feel the Pentagon. He's able to work these Sentinels while lifting a football stadium.
Took like 3 lefts. He was way down there. He just walked and walked.
You gotta be kidding me.
Plastic, glass, walked.
Was there a bomb on that thing?
Yeah. Woo.
Their only escape.
Cool.
Awesome.
Such a Magneto shot from the comics. So much scope.
Oh, a Coliseum to trap them all in. Humans who kill each other for sport, for our entertainment.
Now we kill them with their stadium.
That's
that
cool.
visual, man. Oof.
That's a great looking shot, man. Damn, that is awesome.
And it's such a Magneto move to do. Like,
no, that's a walk of death right there. Just takes one.
One got through. Woo! You gotta succeed past.
Sentinels are really scary.
Yeah.
It's weird how they deviate so much from what we know of Sentinels from the comics, but
they are very effectively scary.
If they were just giant robots, you would be like, well, they could stop those.
Magneto probably could have.
Because we see them in the comics all the time. They kick a Sentinel's ass.
I just wish the past ones felt more
traditional.
I wish there was one round that we got tradition.
That giant man.
Yeah.
Man, they really had to edit around some shit in order to...
With Rogue just being in the middle of everything, yeah.
Hide Rogue, yeah.
The background of the Days of Future Past Future reminds me subtly of the cover of Days of Future Past with all the squares, but that's like dead bodies.
It's just this bow claws. Oh my god, that seems so painful.
Yeah. If they only didn't show that one shot of him with metal claws earlier, it would have been fine, because he would have had bone and Wolverine in this. Oof. They're doing the cover. Oof. This looks like the art when he takes his adamantium out, but using external stuff.
Think peaceful thoughts.
Stay calm.
At the end of the day, he uses metal. Holy shit.
I don't know if you can stay calm drowning for long. Oof.
Is a smart way to elevate the stakes.
And make me into a full bad guy, yeah.
There's a reassurance and for some reason of Wolverine being back there. But then you eliminate your protagonist has a connection to the past. So it leaves them on their own.
Man, these set pieces are incredible. Like, they built that.
All 3 networks and PBS.
And PBS.
Are you watching?
You built these weapons to destroy us. Why? Because you are afraid of our gifts. Because we are different. Oof. Humanity has always feared that which is different.
Damn, this is a brutal way to go.
To tell the world, you're right to fear us. We are the future.
She recognizes that man she slept with.
And anyone who stands in our way will suffer the same fate as these men you see before you.
That look on Quicksilver, too. He let him go. He freed him.
Yeah, that's a good point. I never thought of that responsible moment.
Let this be a warning to the world. And to my mutant brothers and sisters out there, I
Well,
say
you're
this.
obviously a mutant. You're definitely a mutant.
That's,
Come out. Join me. A new tomorrow that starts today.
He's quite the orator, isn't he?
Quite. And you threw some brotherhood in there, got some language.
Those years wasted fighting each other, Charles.
It feels a lot like Doomsday.
You want to make a statement? Kill me. Fine, but spare everyone else.
What if it's Mystique, the one who stayed behind?
You know, selfless Nixon is how I think of him.
But you had no intention of sparing any of us. The future of our species begins now.
Michael Fassbender is amazing casting.
So much presence. Woo! What a shot.
You used to be a better shot.
Trust me, I still am.
I like that delivery from her a lot.
That worked. What a great scene.
Get out of my head, Charles!
Raven, please do not make us the enemy today.
Look around you, we already are.
Not all of us.
Doing the freezing of the president in his cabinet again.
Yeah.
You can show them a better path. Shut her down, Charles. I've been trying to control you ever since the day we met, and look where that's got us.
Wow, what an accountability statement. You really would change the entire trajectory of Mystique's entire future, too.
Every single person's in this one moment.
The entire X-Men franchise.
Yeah. Sound design is beautiful.
The future has been erased.
He's all yours, Charles.
If you let them have me, I'm as good as dead. You know that.
I know.
Goodbye, old friend.
Goodbye, Erik.
Well, you're not being halved right now.
I guess you're not halved at all.
That's a great character arc for her.
Sure you should let them go?
Yes, I have hope for them. There's going to be a time, Hank, when we are all together.
And what about Logan?
He sleeps with the fishes now.
And the first kid we met. Is the next movie Logan? Is that the progression of older to old man Logan?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool that he's gotten to play him so many ways. Oh, and they're back.
She's wearing green.
She's in green.
Rogue.
She's rogue again.
Morning, Logan. Late start.
So you can do practical effect Kelsey Grammer for a few seconds in a movie.
One pass by. I liked Kitty Pryde talking about working with nature instead of against it in relation to architecture, but also the themes of the X-Men.
I sense the love of my life.
Hey, Logan. Are you okay?
You're here.
Where else would I be?
Whoa.
Easy, pal.
Some things never change. Good to see you, Scott.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I forgot that whole interaction. That just made me so happy. Okay.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh, it's gonna be terrible for you.
Don't worry, Logan. There's one more Phoenix movie.
They have the most like hopeful ending, and then there's the Logan movie. That's so sad.
Did what? Logan, don't you have a class to teach?
A class?
That's a cool chair.
Teach.
History.
Ha! It's clever.
He would be the best teacher.
Help with what?
Pretty much everything after 1973. I think the history I know is a little different.
Welcome back.
He's got a green suit on.
It's good to see you, Charles. It's good to see everyone.
Well, I had a promise to keep. You and I have a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
Does feel like McAvoy's.
Weird. What consciousness of his? I would think that everything that happened would get erased, and this would just
Merge.
unfold.
Or-
Yeah.
But this man's back. Yeah.
It's a little confusing.
But Xavier would remember this experience, and 50 years later, him catching up to himself.
Countless choices define our fate. Each choice, each moment.
Oh, gonna put some metal in that boy's bones.
The dirtiest thing I've ever wanted to do.
I'll take him from here. For the future is never truly set.
Oh, he's the. Oh, what?
Mystique.
That's even more confusing.
So it doesn't turn into, you know what? It's fine. What's a little timey-wiminess?
Yeah. Wait. What?
But Stryker catches up to him later.
Yeah. So he never gets the metal claws.
We don't know which alternate reality days of future.
I don't know what just happened. That's a weird.
Because Jean's back because the past changed, but we don't know if Wolverine is metal clawed and his whole history from 73 on, because it isn't our history. So it's another history. Hey, that's how they can do Doomsday.
I mean, what does it mean to have Mystique be the one to get him?
That he's not going to get experimented on.
That doesn't
That's
lead to
the
anything.
implication.
Doesn't lead to anything. But no, he's in X-Men Apocalypse Wolverine. They do the Weapon X scene.
Just like how the Bone Claws were last in the Wolverine, and then a year later this would have Metal Claws.
Yeah, that just pokes the biggest holes of continuity. Okay, there's a post-credit scene.
Oh, it's probably going to be Apocalypse, right?
Oscar Isaac.
It's the only X-Men movie I've only seen once.
Yeah, I've only seen it once too. Wow. And they'll do like a drastic redesign on him, huh?
Oh, it's Young and Sabanor.
4 horsemen.
Next time on X-Men.
They were literally on horses.
Their forms chilling.
Wow. Okay, yeah. That's a really good X-Men movie.
I really liked that. The comic stuff I have, notwithstanding, would put that on par with First Class, including my comic problems. First Class is still slightly above that one for me, but it was better than I remember. I don't know how the hell they cut around Rogue. I get that she's only in like 5 minutes, but they're so important. Like Bobby just goes away.
Yeah.
But I was incredibly well paced. The intercutting was genius. The writing was exceptional. Making Magneto the big bad while also having Trask be such a good villain, while also having the impact of both timelines and great set pieces. A lot of practical. That was great, man. That's what X-Men. That's what I think of when I think of how good the Fox X-Men movies were.
Yeah, it felt like the best ensemble movie of them all. Like I think X-Men First Class is a great ensemble piece, and I still prefer X-Men First Class. I feel like that's a more solid film.
They're so close for me.
I'm pretty comfortable with X-Men First Class being
It's
the
my
best one.
favorite. Yeah, it's a step up for you.
I'm pretty comfortable saying that that's a step up. Like this one, there's a lot more juggling this movie has to do, and there's enough moments. Like there's nothing really in X-Men First Class that I was like, I don't know about that. Like there were
That's
moments,
fair.
there were enough moments in here, not a lot, but there were just enough to make where I was like, oh yeah, this X-Men First Class is definitely the one that I prefer the most.
For me, this does what Avengers did well, but in the Fox universe, and that was like combining tones, combining worlds, meshing all together these universes.
Well, they did
But
an
I
actual
feel-
movie though versus crossover film. You know,
Yeah.
this feels like a real film.
But I do feel that, I mean, we said it like 4 times. I do feel the second film missing, and I'm also very
Exactly.
aware that they changed characters in ways that don't feel authentic to me.
Yeah, because there's so much, especially for the future stuff. The future stuff is like really bleak and cool to experience. There's so many people in the future that they're using to like kill off, and it works message wise, theme wise of what's at stake. I don't really know any of them or care about them. Like when Storm dies, I don't really feel anything, you know.
But for me, it's more the Kitty Pryde and Xavier. Kitty Pryde future, Xavier past, and Beast. I like that Beast is someone who does experiments on himself that turns him more and more mutated. But the fact that Beast is not Beast for most of the movie, and then also Xavier, like the legs thing, those things are enough for me that First Class is definitely.
Ah, fair. But I find this one to be very exciting.
So entertaining.
I think Wolverine shares the lead very well here. He's not like if it starts off like he'll be the real lead, but I do feel like the lead position does get handed off more to McAvoy.
Which is fascinating because we had a McAvoy and Fassbender-led movie without, I mean, he's in one scene, but we had no Hugh Jackman, and then Hugh Jackman coming back ties it into the Singer, but they managed to do like a 3-lead film.
Yeah. I like the way they implemented the arc of Professor X with his older self a lot. Michael Fassbender is still just as effective. The Mystique arc, I don't remember that hitting for me that well. That was, I mean, not that I remember. I thought it was bad before, but I thought this was really strong this time around.
The dialogue between Xavier and Magneto is so strong, and then that Mystique dialogue paired with that is really strong.
Yeah.
I am really curious. I mean, I don't think Apocalypse is going to be good because I don't remember liking it, but I'm really curious how I feel about the third generation of X-Men being introduced.
Yeah. It's also great set pieces here.
Oh my God, the practical effects, the White House.
The Coliseum surrounding everyone.
Yeah.
The fight scene with Mystique when they all culminate together and the bullet goes inside Mystique's leg.
Quicksilver.
The Quicksilver sequence. Oh yeah, the Quicksilver sequence.
That was today.
Yeah, this is a really fun X-Men movie, and especially for Bryan Singer to do such a fun one.
Yeah.
It's different from what he did with X-Men 1 and 2, which is a lot more on the very serious. They're entertaining, but they're much more serious.
Is Singer Apocalypse?
Yeah.
I'm so curious.
But I'm pretty sure that's one of those where, was Singer really present for this one? You know, kind of like how he had the Bohemian Rhapsody situation.
Right.
I believe that's the way it was with Singer on Apocalypse. I don't think he was that present for making that movie.
Okay. I'm curious how I feel about
pretty sure about that. I could be wrong.
I think Apocalypse is the one that has that one time they're actually in costume at the very end, and then they never use them in the next one. But I'm very curious. I don't remember the movie much at all.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's the biggest, that will be the biggest detractor for me, is I do feel, even if I wasn't aware of all that Matthew Vaughn stuff, there is a chapter that especially watching them back to back, where I felt like there's a chapter missing.
Yeah, and that could have been really special because that was great.
Yeah, but still, great
Very
film.
solid.
Still a great film. I would actually put it, I think I would, I'm more at odds of, do I put this above X2 or not?
I think it's above X2 for me.
I would say it's above X2.
I would say it's above X2. One, this 2.
Yeah.
X2, I think the X-Men first, the first X-Men movie, and then the Wolverine, and then X3, and then X-Men Origins.
X-Men Origins. Nothing's going to get worse.
I'm confident
X-Men Origins is going to stay at the bottom.
Very secure with my last place.
Yeah.
But the rest, what a good problem.
Yeah. I would say I like this more than X-Men 2. I didn't expect to walk into this one saying that. I would say that for this. I like this more than X-Men 2.
Beautiful culmination of a lot.
All right, guys. Well, where would you rank this one?
Ends.
That's where the series ends. Yeah. Where would you guys rank this one? Leave your thoughts below. Thank you for joining us on this journey yet again. We'll see you guys next week.